Hey guys, this is Nassem here, and welcome back to Guardian Guides, where I break down all the patterns and teach you how to dodge them. Today's guest is Achates, and he is a Guardian that requires a lot of teamwork. It is not advised to go in solo unless you are way overgeared. The recommended battle items are HP potions, flares, panaceas, and destruction bombs. Like any Guardian raid, you should start with using your flare to locate the Guardian. I will talk about the use of panaceas and destruction bombs when I talk about the patterns that need them. Getting hit by some of Achates' attacks will give you a torch debuff. The torch debuff decreases all healing amounts. This includes healing from supports and healing from your HP potions. So make sure you either use a panacea or a cleanse skill to get rid of this debuff before using potions. This can stack up to 4 times, and when you reach 4 stacks, a torch storm will be summoned around you. If you touch your teammates with this torch storm, you will give them a torch stack. So don't go near your party members when you have this torch storm. Achates lifts his right arm up, then slashes in front of him. He then combos with a spinning wing attack. When you see Achates lift his arm up, dodge to his right side and you will be able to dodge his wing attack as well. Achates crouches before charging in a straight line. When you see him crouch like this, get out of this line. Unlike other Guardians, you cannot counter Achates' charge. Achates flaps his wings and sends out 3 whirlwinds. He can use this up to 3 times in a row. When you see Achates bring his wings up like this, get to his sides to dodge his wing clap and whirlwinds. When Achates is glowing blue here, you can use a counter skill to knock him out. Achates looks like he's gathering energy. This might look like he's preparing for a big attack, but there's nothing to worry about here. He is just upgrading his wings, so you can use his time to deal some damage. Achates will stomp the ground and create white crosses. There will be a major one under him and a few minor ones around him. When Achates stomps again, these crosses explode and damage you, so make sure you're not standing on one of these lines. There are 2 different types of light circles. The first one is where Achates summons these circles around him. In this case, staying right next to him is a safe zone. The second type is a bit trickier. Light circles will form around the person with the aggro. Then, another set of circles will form under that person and in a bigger circle around that person. So if you have the aggro, stay still until the first explosion, then move out of that circle right away. When you see this circle, try to move to the edge of the map, because after a delay, you will create a circle of white flames. Touching this flame will give you and your teammates the torch debuff, so if this is near Achates, it will be hard to do damage. There is another circle that is decreasing in size. When this circle is about to disappear, it marks where the circle of flames will be, so make sure you use your dodge when this circle is about to disappear to prevent gaining debuff stacks. Achates shoots these feathers in a cone shape with his right wing. Then he stomps and attacks the same area. When you see these feathers drop in a cone shape and you are in the cone, try to get to his front to dodge the second attack. Achates has 3 different types of breaths. His first breath is a simple linear breath. For his second breath, he fires it from right to left. When you see his head burning with white flames, he is getting ready to use one of the 2 breaths. When you see his head burning, get to his sides or stay right under his head, and you will be able to dodge both breaths. His third breath is a lot trickier because his head will not be burning before this breath. Instead, he lifts his head up and turns his head to his right. He will fire a zigzag breath while moving backwards. When you see his head face up, try to get to his sides and keep running towards his back. Getting hit by his breaths can give you a lot of torch stacks, so make sure you know how to dodge these. Achates stands up, and when he comes back down, he draws these cone shapes with lasers. Some of the borders are not visible, but you'll have to draw lines in your head for these. Basically, the smaller areas are the safe zones. He draws these circles twice in a row, so don't forget to dodge the second one as well. The second safe zone usually appears in the danger zones of the first cones. Standing outside these cones will not damage you either. There are 2 different types of airstrikes. In the first airstrike, Achates leaps back and flies forward in a straight line. When you see Achates leap back in the air like this, get out of this line. In the second type of airstrike, Achates disappears after he flies forward. Then, he appears out of nowhere and stomps you. The stomp attack after he reappears is in a similar direction as the direction he flew out in. So remember which direction he flew out and keep running perpendicular to that direction. Achates flaps his wings once, which brings his body up in the air. Then he slaps the ground again to damage you. He can use this up to 2 times. Try to get to his front or back when you see him flap and float in the air. 2 members will get a mark above their heads. The person with the red mark will start losing HP. The 2 members should meet up and stay together until the curse is broken. The main goal here is to throw these stones that are the same color as the barrier. If you are colorblind, try to look at the shapes here. There are 3 different shapes: circle, square, and triangle. Throw the stone that matches the shape rotating around the barrier. I will give you some information that will help you with this process. The first thing you need to know is that the stones will drop when you destroy these statues. You can pick them up with the G key and throw the stones with the Q key. You can use a movement speed buff with the E key, and you can put the stone down with the R key if you picked up the wrong stone. The second thing you need to know here is that the barrier requires 4 stones to break the barrier. The required colors are the same for the first and second barriers, and the colors are the same for the third and fourth barriers. For example, the barrier can have a color pattern of blue, blue, yellow, yellow. If you threw 2 stones and the barrier didn't change colors, that means the third and fourth barriers will all be the same color. There is one variant though. Normally, there will be 2 to 4 statues you can break to obtain these stones. These will be marked on the minimap. However, when there is only 1 statue, you should all pick up 1 stone each, no matter what the color of the barrier is. Your goal is still to throw these stones at the barrier, but there will be these orbs shooting out. If this hits you, you will get knocked back, which might delay your throw. If you are holding the same color stone as the orbs, you can actually block these orbs. So get in front of the person that needs to throw these stones and block these orbs for them. You can look inside the barrier and predict which color orbs will be spreading out. So just get ready to block these. Now after you successfully remove this barrier, you need to destroy Achates' wings. This can be done by throwing your destruction bombs and using your weak point skills. If you succeed, Achates will not be able to use his wing patterns. If you fail to break the barrier or to destroy his wings, Achates will be enraged and use this pattern repeatedly. You need to dodge these orbs and run as far away as you can from Achates every time he does this. Also, his attacks will be quicker and will hurt more. So make sure you break the barrier and destroy his wings. If he becomes enraged, you can bring him back to his regular state by applying enough stagger. I hope this video helped you master Achates, and I hope to see you in the next episode of Guardian Guides. Alright, peace.
I need to know if you'll give me a second chance. They don't come around often, but please, you know I can't stand it when you don't talk to me.